discussions. Today, discussion is going to be about mono white. Now, the idea of this show is to basically discuss budget building commander decks. Now, when I say budget building commander decks, I'm not talking $20. I'm not talking $50. I'm talking $10 and less. All right. In any shop, you should be able to get away with walking in with, say, you have 10 bucks on you. You should be able to build a commander deck and still have a tiny bit of change left over from that 10. So the idea here is to pitch out ideas that I've come across, perhaps give you ideas, or perhaps even things to make you go, I might just try that. So, as I said, today's discussion is going to be about mono white. And I'm going to start with the very first one here. Is one I always caught my attention. It's something I've always wanted to get and try, or even just put in a deck myself, because I have quite a few artifact decks. So the first one is Oswald Fiddlebender. Okay, he is from the D&D set. He is 1 and a white. He is a 2/2 gnome artificer, and he has an ability called Magical Tinkering. Pay a white, tap, sacrifice an artifact. Then search your library for an artifact card with mana value equal to the sacrifice artifact plus 1. Then you put it on the battlefield for free from that point forward. But the caveat is that you can only do it on your turn. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the live. Thank you, whoever is with me today. Now, Fiddlebender is essentially an artifact tutor. It's slower, but it's an artifact tutor on a creature. His ability can let you get the kind of artifacts you need to kind of keep the game moving for you. Example, say you have a artifact or a creature even. Hello, number 2. Haha. So, say you have an artifact or a creature that allows you to create tokens, artifact tokens, whether that be clues, whether that be food, whether that be treasure. You have, or even artifact tokens such as, oh my gosh, why can't I think of it? Thopters, or oh my gosh, I'm losing my thought. But Thopters, but so they're technically listed as 0 mana, right? But you sacrifice that at 0 and then plus 1. Welcome, Beast Plains. I appreciate the sub as well. Thank you so much. So, as I was saying, if you sacrifice an artifact token, it technically costs 0 mana, but because of Fiddlebender's ability, it's a plus 1, which means you can grab an artifact, whether that is an artifact itself or a creature, because artifact creature is part of the whole deal, but it's 1 mana. So, one thing that can help you develop a token generator that you can go is the Witch's Oven. You sacrifice a creature, then that creature goes to the graveyard, and then you end up getting a artifact token known as a food token. So those kinds of things can kind of keep things going a little bit here and there. But Fiddlebender can sacrifice any Billy Spazhead. Interesting. Fascinating. So, the whole idea, another one that you could potentially do here, sacrifice a token, then sacrifice the token, then grab a artifact creature known as the Mere Moon Vessel. He has an interesting ability in itself. Whenever he goes to the graveyard, you get 1 colorless mana. So you essentially can have bonus mana from sacrificing the Mere Moon Vessel, get 1 free mana. When you get another artifact, you could immediately use the ability, which is another bonus thing to do. From there, it's essentially just a slow snowball effect that you have going on. So, another thing you can do is basically artifact recursion. So what that'll mean is basically anytime you can get an artifact in the graveyard, you can get an artifact back out of the graveyard. And there are quite a few cards that can do that. So one is actually in mono white. It's from the All Will Be One set. So it's a Vulpine Harvester. Oh, geez. I really hope I can. Thank you, Beast. Thank you. I really hope I can eventually. So, Harvester has an ability where when you attack with him, you can grant yourself an artifact from the graveyard back to you, into your hand specifically. So that's one way to go. Another one, say you want to try to gather some mana stuff, mana abilities here. So another would be a replicating ring. Replicating ring is 3 mana, so but there are oh boy. Well, thank you to you. So replicating ring has a fun ability here where if you get 8 counters on it, you can copy it, make 8 total copies. So you could have basically 8 copies of a replicating ring, which allows you to tap and give you 1 mana. So that's another thing that you could get out of this. So it's 8 turns seems like really, really slow because essentially it's every turn you get 1 counter on it. But there are a lot of proliferating things going on right now too. So there are 2 types of proliferators. One is a Surge Conductor that came out of the new space set. And anytime a non-token artifact you control enters the battlefield, you proliferate. So again, this can help accelerate, given Fiddlebender's ability to essentially fetch artifacts with his tutor ability and get them on the battlefield for you. Then, of course, there's another one, Recon Craft Theta. This came out of the 76 set. So whenever this vehicle attacks, you also proliferate. So again, you can constantly kind of keep the game moving forward. Now, you may be wondering if there's an end game. There could be one. It's just a matter of figuring out what that is to you. Essentially, this is just throwing out ideas here. So another way to kind of recur artifacts is one called Junk Diver. So whenever this creature goes to the graveyard, you get an artifact from your graveyard back to your hand. So that's one way to do it. Another one is Salvager of Ruin. You can sacrifice him and do the exact same thing as Junk Diver. Salvager of Ruin is also a 3 mana card. So essentially, you can pull that off. Now, one card that may surprise you to kind of let's see, how far back do I go? Ooh. Well, not all the way back. All the way back, I would have been, let's see, 5. So if I wanted to go all the way back, I started actually back in Magic when, let's see, Ikora was still a thing. So we're talking early 2020. But I had started originally back when I was in high school. So we're talking 2001. So hopefully that answers your question there, Robin. So as I was saying, to keep going here, one card, like I said, may surprise you because of how many times this thing has been reprinted. Blood Forged Battle Axe. There is a copy that is under $1. No worries, Robin. I appreciate the questions. I do. So I'll try to answer these as best as I can, and as I see them come along, and I appreciate those questions coming out. So, but Bloodforged Battle Axe is a very interesting card because anytime you hit an opponent, you make a copy. So you can always sacrifice the copies and be able to keep things moving forward. Now, let's say you want to do some life gain, perhaps, with this guy. On an artifact card that is a 1-drop also, it's a Fountain of Renewal. So at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 1 life, right? Another one, excuse me, is the Ivory Tower. Ivory Tower is a card that looks at the number of cards in your hand at the beginning of your turn. So it's if you have a full hand of 7, then it's -4. So you'll gain 3 life just on your turn, but every subsequent card you have after that. So if you give yourself no hand size, for example, from let's say a Thought Vessel, for example, it's just a 2-mana drop rock that can tap to give you a colorless and no hand size. You essentially can keep building further and further because of essentially having the ability recurring of artifacts from graveyard to hand, which is a very useful thing to do. So, say you want that card draw as well. So, Ichor Wellspring is one that you can take advantage in 2 ways. So, Ichor Wellspring is a 2-mana drop artifact, just an artifact, nothing special. But when it enters the battlefield, you draw a card, and when it goes to the graveyard, you draw a card. So imagine, if you will, say you take Fountain of Renewal, for example. You sacrifice it with Fiddlebender's Magical Tinkering, put it in the graveyard, get Ichor Wellspring on the battlefield, draw a card, then take Fiddlebender's ability again on your next turn to sacrifice the Wellspring, puts it in the graveyard. Again, you draw a card, and then you can put a 3-drop artifact onto the battlefield at literally the cost of 1 mana. And it's pretty interesting that you could pull that off. Another great one is Conjurer's Bauble. This is another 1-drop that, you could literally interchange with Wellspring with Conjurer's Bauble, because Conjurer's Bauble is a tap ability of sacrifice. You put a target card from the graveyard to the bottom of the library, draw a card. So if you picture it, say you put this onto the battlefield with Magical Tinkering from Fiddlebender, tap it, sack it, Wellspring's in your graveyard. Now you put that at the bottom of the deck. Okay? You can put that at the bottom of the deck. I believe the order of resolve has to be as the Wellspring goes into the deck, you have to technically tutor out from Fiddlebender's ability first. It's the first thing on the stack after that, then Conjurer's Bauble resolves. So, but the thing is, it says activate as a sorcery. Imagine you have Puppet Strings on the board. Puppet Strings is an artifact that pay 2, tap, then untap target permanent you control. So say you can get away with doing this twice. Conjurer's Bauble, put it in the graveyard, tutor out. You say you're able to get Puppet Strings at some point, and you have it on the field. You get a 2-drop artifact on the field. Then Wellspring goes into the graveyard, goes back into your library. Then you sacrifice another 1-drop to put in your graveyard, pull out Wellspring again. And you can do this multiple times. And at least 1 turn. You could at least get, in total, you potentially could get, let's see, 3 cards. You could literally get 3 cards if you literally have Fiddlebender, Puppet Strings, Conjurer's Bauble, and the Wellspring. You could, this little 4-piece combo could literally get you 3 cards a turn. It's not a bad way to go. So, that's kind of where this thing could go. This is kind of what you could build upon. And perhaps it can give you some ideas of how it's like, oh, maybe there's other things out there that I could do with this as well. The idea for this deck is a low mana curve. What that means is basically you want stuff that can be 0 drops, 1 drops, 2 drops. There are, like I said, Reconcraft Theta is a 4-drop artifact. But there's, like I said, you have Junk Diver, that's a 3-drop. There's Salvager of Ruin, that's a 3-drop. There's a lot of artifact cards that are out there that are in that 2-3 drop range that are all under $1. They're like dirt cheap. So that would be something that could definitely work out in that favor. So from here, we're going to go on to the next guy that I have on my list to talk about. The guy I want to talk about next is Anafenza, which I might have slaughtered the name, but it's Anafesta, the Unyielding Lineage. He just came out of the remake of the Dragons to Cures deck set. I can't pronounce it for the life of me. But he is 2 and a white with Flash and First Strike. And a 3-drop Legendary creature, he's a spirit that has flash in your command zone. That means you could play it on anyone's turn. But here's something more interesting. So whenever another non-creature token you control dies, you can have Anafenza endure 2. And there's 2 options with this ability. First option, you can give Anafenza 2 1/1 counters on him. Or you can create a 2/2 white creature spirit token. So this one, instead of artifact recursion, this is all about creature recursion. Okay. So one that is an interesting, these are kind of a few that can work out pretty well. So Bishop of Rebirth, he's a little up there in mana value, but his ability is not too bad if you could get him out early enough. Bishop of Rebirth, 3 colorless, 2 white. When this creature attacks, return target creature with mana value 3 or less to the battlefield. So you literally attack with him, and it comes back onto the battlefield in that sense. Then another one that can do something very similar, but this one is determined by how many people you attack on a game table, because Commander is a 4-person format. It is the Custody Soul Caller. He is 1 and 2 white. He has an ability called Melee. He gets +1/+1 for each opponent attack this turn. So it just gets strong. It just gets up to a maximum of +3 if you are attacking each opponent once. But whenever this creature attacks, return creature card mana value X or less, where X is equal to the number of opponents attacked this turn. So again, it's 3 mana or less. How you doing there, Vans? It's 3 mana or less, but 3 mana or less, there are cards out there that you could take advantage of that are 3 mana or less that can do a lot of things for you. Another one, this one's really kooky, at least to me. It is kooky, but yet it's very interesting. Order of White Clay. It is 1 colorless, 2 white. It is a 1/4. It's a gnome advisor, I believe is what it is. But it has what's called an untap ability. So what this means is, say you attack with him, right? Then for 1 and 2 white, you untap him, return target creature with mana value 3 or less from the graveyard to the battlefield. So again, it's all about sacrificing to be able to use Offense's ability to get spirit tokens in place of the creatures you just sacrificed or lost to either let's see, like basically like destruction, sacrificial outlets, or even in the fight in the combat phase. But being able to bring them back, you literally are getting 2 creatures for the price of 1 loss. And I've already mentioned the Salvager of Ruin. It's a 3-drop. You choose a permanent in your graveyard from the battlefield that went to the graveyard from the battlefield this turn and return it to your hand. So yeah, I mentioned this guy for Fiddlebender. This guy could just as easily work for Anafenza because it's a permanent. So what a permanent is anything that hurting your hand, Brock? Really? So anyway, as I was saying, essentially, if you sacrifice something to a sack outlet of some kind, then Salvager of Ruin, you sacrifice him, and then you can bring that creature you just sacrificed back to. Okay. Okay. You bring it back on the same turn that you just sacrificed it. So these kinds of recursions and also building upon the abilities, this is something that you can find literally the oddest of weird cards that are not considered highly because maybe mana value is too high or it's too slow. Hey, man, no problems. So that's kind of the way that's going there. Now, other things that we could try to talk about here. There are some uh, instances, there's sorceries, there's all kinds of things like that that can do things that creatures can do. So, like for artifacts, for example, it's the first ones that pop into my head because they're the most recent ones I've used. Recommission is one. It is an instant speed where you pick an artifact that's mana value three or less, and bring it back. I believe it's to battlefield or hand. I can't remember exactly, but those are the kinds of cards that are out there. There are ones that can do that with creatures as well. So these are the kinds of things that are, in a way, useful. So, I mean, I wish this episode could be longer. I was aiming for much, much longer, but unfortunately, I am limited on the things I have. So, hopefully, I can do a little bit more as far as discussions as well. So, now, there are other ones that are out there. Some are better than others. Some are worse than others. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of stuff from like my own. So, let's see. Kelleth is another one. So anytime your commander attacks, he's a 2-drop, 1 and a white. It's a 2/2 horse. Anytime your commander attacks, gets +1/+1. Okay. It's also a partner card. It's just from the Commander Legends set in particular, the reprint Commander Legends. Well, strike that. Not the reprint, the first one, the one that everyone really fell in love with. So I use this guy in a combo deck where it's basically a 0-drop commander. He's also in red. So, but I will throw him out. I probably put him out there later on in the next episode of this. So I'm going to pause here a moment because I want to talk about the commander format itself. To anyone who doesn't know, commander format is a 4-player format. Your deck is consistent of 100 cards. It would be 99 cards plus what's called a leader card, which is a legendary creature. However, with Commander Legends, there's stuff called partners. There's other versions of a partnership card out there. There's like friendship, and there's a few others. If you look around, you can find those. But so essentially, it's a 99 main deck, to 98 main deck, depending on if you're running partnerships and not. Now, the format, when I'm talking about budget, the thing I'm talking about is what's a format I was introduced to a long time ago called Dollar Commander. The rules of Dollar Commander are very, very simple. The main 99, you can have a print of a card that is under $1, and it can be a print. So if you have something that's a little bit nicer art-wise, like I have, like I said, the 0-drop commander that I was talking about, what I have with Kelleth. I have a really fancy art one. That fancy art one is running about $5. However, the normal print is still under $2. That's the maximum amount you can have for a Dollar Commander format. The commander has to be under $2. So, and there's other than the main cards as well that are under $1 as well. I'm trying to think. So, but the idea is that you could go, as I said, you could go into a game shop. Say you wanted to build a deck right then and there. 9 times out of 10, if you wanted to get a land base to start with, game shops have so many lands that they literally stop taking them. They just go, hey, do you want, oh, you need a land base? Right over here. Go ahead and take whatever you'd like. 9 times out of 10, you'll find that. Then from there, you just go through their bulk boxes and just pick colors and just say, I need this color, and then go looking through and seeing what you can find. And as far as the leader decks, the legendary creatures, there you can get those under $2 when you look through their bulk rares. And you can literally, it just takes a little bit of imagination and creativity to find what you're looking for. So another good thing about Dollar Commander is that it's something you can have fun with. It's literally having you think outside the box a little bit about what you want to do with the deck you want to build. So, continuing through actually on that note, there is a one drop mono white legendary creature that I have here, but it all, like, again, this all ties back together into like a recursion theme with the decks that I'm kind of pitching in a sense. So it's Basri, tomorrow's champion. He is a one white mana value legendary creature. And there's two abilities with him. One is what's called an exert. So what that means is you basically pay one white, you tap him, you exert him, and he won't be able to untap next turn. But again, if you have, say, Puppet Strings allows you to literally work around this effect for paying 2 mana, tap the artifact, untap him. But when you do that, when you exert him, you make a 1/1 white cat creature token with lifelink. So even so, it's not a bad way to go. This next one is kind of determines whether or not you put him in your hand. So this is one where you want to have abilities and spells in particular that allows you to bring him back to your hand. It's a cycle ability. So cycle is you discard the card, draw a card. But so for cycle ability, it's 2 and a white. You discard him, discard this card, draw a new card in its place. But when you cycle him, the cats you control gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn. And cycle abilities are instant abilities. So essentially what you would hold in your hand is an instant speed for creatures only, unfortunately, but it's an instant speed of a card called, oh my gosh, it's mono green. Oh my gosh. Heroic Intervention. For a mono green instant. Except it's in white and not a creature. What's interesting about putting your commander in the graveyard is when that happens, you have the option of leaving him in the graveyard or putting him back in the command zone. But if you're tying in all of the recursion things that we're talking about, being able to bring it back to your hand, bring it back to the battlefield, you technically can leave him right in the graveyard. And again, if you're able to bounce him back to your hand at the either end of turn or at instant speed or like end of your turn, end of an opponent's turn, beginning of your turn, basically allow him to come back to your hand. You're constantly holding in your hand until someone tries to remove it permanently, a way to protect your creatures and still a way to defend yourself on the board constantly. So it's just as good as having a fog. There's a particular fog in green where basically you use it then it's called buyback is what it's called for the ability. So the buyback is you sacrifice a land, which I think is a forest. I think it's very specific. You sacrifice a forest after you play this card to bring that back to your hand. So again, you're constantly having a way to protect yourself and yourself every single time. So look at these are some of these are real oddballs. There is a mono white actually card that to me is another oddball one. It is one that goes at instant speed. It's called Hollow. It is very, very interesting because it essentially allows you to throw damage back at the very person who tried to deal damage to you, whether it's combat damage, whether it's non-combat damage. And again, this is it's kind of an oddball, loose term one for sure. It is an instant speed. I believe it's 2 mana. If I recall, it's like I said, I'm doing this right off my phone for the live here. So, and unfortunately, I don't have anything that can connect to the internet back in the house at the current moment. So, another good one, interestingly, a lot of people I remember got excited over the counterspell in white It's called memory lapse. I believe it's 1 on a white, instant speed, and what it does is you take the spell that your opponent has casted and you put it back on top of their deck. Now the card is not technically gone, however, it's delayed at this point. But there's another one that's really good, and it's called Mana Tithe. This is a 1-drop instant speed. It's basically exactly like a counter spell. I believe it's closer to akin to Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce is a blue counter spell that makes your opponent pay 2 colorless. Otherwise, the spell is countered. Mana Tithe does the exact same thing, except it's only 1 instead, right? But it's still the idea that if somebody decides to throw out that haymaker to end the game, it's like, oh, you're all tapped out? Well, I'm going to counter that with paying 1 white and don't think you have anything else to stop this with. There are so many times when I've seen in games that people lose their minds. They just go, because they've never seen anything like it before. And that's another great thing about what I hope to bring with this channel is talk about cards that make people, I've never heard of this before. I've never thought about that interaction. These are the kinds of things I hope to bring to the table with this show. I really do. So these are at least 3 ideas, or at least 3 different kinds of mono white commanders, as we like to say the terminology here in the game, to bring out. It's all the same premise, but there's slight variations, right? That's kind of the thought and the way to go about it. So with the next episode, I might just put it out there. Let me see here. It gave me the option for a live here. Or a live voting. Let's see if I can do something here. Let me see. Here we go. Let's do a poll. Let's see here. Da, da, da. Sorry if this thing's shaking like a leaf. Here we go. Perfect. I can add the options I need. Last. Yep. There we go. All right. So, what should the next episode be about? So, with Magic the Gathering, there's 5 total colors, right? So, with Magic the Gathering, there is 5 total colors. We're already talking about white today, but what's left is red, blue, green, or black. So, I know there's only 3 of you here, but never know what we could pull out of this. So, I'm curious to see what the next episode should be about. So, we got a black so far. Now, each one, black don't know, you don't know enough. Okay, no, that's perfectly understandable. I'm perfectly fine with that. There are some interesting ones. There's some that are, I think the best word I can say, here we go. I can move this out of my way, maybe. No, keeps going back in my face. So there's always the kinds of things that are oddballs. There are ones that are well known. So again, I really hope to bring out more of the oddball ones. Oh no, I'm down to 1. Oh, Robin, that's probably you, but that's perfectly fine. So right now, it looks like black's going to be the winner at the moment. I'm going to put a post. I will put a post on my channel itself as well. But for right now, it'll be black for sure as the winner here. So, black will be the episode for episode 2. And again, so another little bit of context here. The show itself is going to be a once a month episodes. So that way I can take the time to go as thoroughly as possible with all the information I have and also be able to present to everyone as much information as I can and be as knowledgeable as possible. Now, we are starting on monocolors to start with, single colors to start with. But soon, after we get these knocked out, we end up moving into the 2-color, 3-color, 4 and 5 color will be, I think 4 and 5 are going to be a little bit more interesting. They'll end up kind of realistically probably more repeating themselves. So, if anything, if anything, I think the 5-color one I might save as a deck tech talk, really, because that's something else I want to try to throw into this too. The deck techs may not necessarily be uh like the live talks. The 5-color one will probably be a live one because like I said, I have a 5-color budget deck that I built, and it probably won't be surprising to a lot of people what I built. However, some of the choices may surprise people. You never know, right? So, welcome to the two viewers there. We do have a live poll up here. Black is so far the single vote for the next episode. So if you guys want to put in your inputs of what episode should be next, I'm all for it. Like I said, black is a great color to go with. So the idea of death, destruction, also reanimation is another thing that black is known for. White is, of course, as we're discussing today, white is about life, protection. Red also is about, let's see some green. Okay, so go ahead and put that vote we got that vote for the poll. Awesome, great. So we got green is another option. All right. So we got one green, one black. And again, for anyone who's still here, I am going to put a poll on a post in the channel. So if you want to throw that out there. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. So that makes perfect sense. That's why I didn't change anything. That's perfect. Thank you for the clarification, Visor. Appreciate that a lot. So we have one vote black, one vote green. That's what we have so far. Okay. So again, it's going to be a post on my channel. Oops. Yeah. Oops is the right word. So we're going to do that, and we'll be figuring out everything we need to discuss. I have the options here. Now, there are people that I've played with. I am part of a group chat as well. Any of these guys might come upon it. If you do, give me a DM. All right, give me a DM and let me know when you want to discuss the deck techs. Okay, I'm totally for it. I have all kinds of little bit of recording equipment and stuff that I can bring with me. No problem at all. It will be just my phone recording, but it will work for the purposes at hand. So who has come back and joined us? Throw your name in the comments. Go for it. Now, pressing on. So, the last thing I'm going to throw out there. So, all right. Hello, Visor. Welcome back. So, I'm going to, so like I was saying, this channel is going to be on once a month. And I'm going to hopefully be able to do a little bit deeper dives. I kind of lagged on this, and I do apologize, but I hope that at least I presented enough information for you guys to kind of look around a little bit and see what's out there. So, another little thing for everyone out there, I was working 2 jobs. I will currently be quit. I'm currently quit my second job, and it's the one I completely hated, couldn't tolerate it, drove me nuts. And my last day for that job will be next Sunday. I still have one job that I do love to do. I'm still going to put videos out on this. The videos are going to be mainly focused on the miniatures. I've been wanting to do a live Magic the Gathering discussion show for a good few years. A good few years. So I wanted to get it out there. I don't get out a whole lot because of working two jobs. I have four daughters. I am married. So as you can tell, as to location here within his place, it is a garage. My family and I have been trying to find a place to go and a place of our own to live in. So put those out there. Yeah, I thank you, Visor. I appreciate that. Yeah, I kind of lacked on this a little bit. I dug really deep as first, and then I just literally just couldn't have the time that I wanted. And so once a month, once a month and all this and that. And so gives me a lot of time to prepare and deep dive and figure out what can work with what, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I appreciate that very much. So throw it out, just to throw this out there. Go ahead and get the subscriptions, like, comment, share, throw it out there, guys. Somebody so listening is better than ignoring. I can tell you that. Excuse me. Thank you much, Robin, on that. So throw the likes, the comments, sharing, all the spiels out there. So I hope that at least somebody, you guys that have been listening and watching, kind of been inspired a little bit, or at least like maybe I'll think about that. Maybe I can do something. So I made a slogan for the channel myself some time ago, a little while ago. Literally, I just got back into this a month ago, believe it or not, at the beginning of October. So so that's been literally the support that has come out when I've reached out and said, hey, I'm looking to do this, and it's been absolutely remarkable. I've gone from 11 subscribers all the way up to I am now at 67 current today. And my views have gone from 80-ish all the way past 13,000, which is, it's been absolutely amazing. And I love all the support you guys have been giving. Every single comment, good, bad, ugly, in between, it doesn't matter. It's like it's all about the feedback. It's all about feedback. It's all about learning. So the slogan I came up with the channel, I have it on a short and my video shorts. It's imagine, build, paint, create. So throwing it out there. All right. So throwing it out there. That's what it is. It's throwing it out there, you know? Not necessarily throwing it out there to see what sticks. I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing this for glory. If this gets off the ground, hey, bonus. You know what I mean? It's a bonus. And there's something I want to do for every single subscriber that has come on to here, who has been with me, and everyone that's coming to the future. I have a thought that I want to do it. It would mean a lot to me if we were able to if I can keep building this and keep the momentum going. So I think I'm just going to cut off here. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep rambling and rambling and rambling out there. So, all right. So we have one black, one green. So I will plan a live cast for one of those two for sure. So I'll probably just put it as a post on my channel. Okay. So share this video, whether it's live or not. It'll be a permanent fixture on here. Share it out there and see if anyone else would be interested, and they can come to the channel. If they subscribe, then subscribe. That'd be great. It's a bonus, but have them put their vote on it. I say but they'd have to subscribe to be able to put the vote on it. So that is the thing I'm hoping to pull together here for a monthly basis. And thank you, everyone who has come through, whether you've stayed, whether you've gone, everyone who's come through, thrown in the comments, who has thrown on the likes. Thank you, everyone who has come to do this. So hopefully next time around, I will be a little bit better prepared. I will most likely set up the next time for sure. Of course, Robin. Thank you. Thank you. And again, like I said, thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel before I got back into this, everyone who has come through and shown their support, and everyone who's going to be coming after. Thank you all. So I'm going to put the post up on the channel. Oh, dude, it's all right. Afro, you're perfectly fine. Oh, yeah, I miss you too, Afro. Yeah, I know. It's been a hot minute, man. Been a hot minute. So, um, of course, everyone take care as well. So yes, the post will be up. Uh, share this video. Let people know that they'd have to subscribe to put their vote in. I want to see what people would love to see next. There's also a vote on that on my channel about a time frame. I picked 9 o'clock today because it's like I said, I'm working my other job till 7 at night. 9 o'clock seems almost reasonable, but I put time frames on there as well for a vote. Someone did put a vote on there for, I believe it was 8 to 10, I believe. So that's kind of where I went with 9 o'clock. So, uh, so have people subscribe, share the video, let people know the votes are out there. Thanks, Afro. You as well, man. I've seen some of your videos as well, man. They're fantastic. I'm not gonna lie, they're fantastic and a great relief for me sometimes for the day when I need a good laugh. So yes, all right. So everyone, share the video, have them subscribe so they can put that vote in. I do care about wanting people to see this. I want people to see this. So thank you all. Excuse me. So thank you all for being here, all that have come through. Hopefully you'll enjoy this live video. It's probably been like almost 30 minutes of ranting and going on about thank you, thank you, thank yous, and everything else in between. So again, I'm going to sign off. I will put a post out. I will put the post out for the next episode, which should be. I will also, like I said, I'm also going to set up when the next live cast will be. So that way everyone will know ahead of time. I will probably put reminders out there too. So thank you all again. I hope that I will see more of you. I'm limited too, by the way, as an upstart. So I'm limited, I think, to 50 people tops at a time right now. So either way, everyone that comes through, thank you. Thank you. I am signing, and I will be signing off. Thank you again.